Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever walked into a room and felt drawn to someone before they even said a word? They don't beg for attention, yet they receive it effortlessly. They don't chase approval, yet they are deeply admired. What is it about them? The most attractive people don't strive for perfection because they understand that perfection is an illusion. Instead, they embrace their true selves unapologetically. This makes them not only more authentic, but also more magnetic to those around them. When someone walks into a room with confidence in who they are, they don't need validation from others to feel worthy. Their energy speaks for itself. They don't wear a mask to fit in, nor do they adjust their personality to meet other people's expectations. They simply show up as themselves, and that in itself is a rare quality. Many people fall into the trap of believing that in order to be liked, admired, or respected, they have to present an image of flawlessness. They hide their imperfections, suppress their true thoughts, and mold themselves to fit what they believe will be accepted. But this approach often backfires. People can sense inauthenticity. They may not always be able to pinpoint it, but there is an unspoken disconnect that creates a lack of trust. When someone is too polished, too rehearsed, or too eager to please, it raises the question, what are they hiding? Attraction is not just about physical appearance. It is about energy, about how someone makes others feel in their presence. And nothing is more attractive than someone who is comfortable in their own skin. Highly attractive people have mastered the ability to own their flaws, quirks, and differences. They do not shy away from what makes them unique, nor do they feel the need to apologize for it. They have realized that it is their individuality, not their perfection, that makes them stand out. They know that by embracing themselves fully, they give others permission to do the same. People are naturally drawn to those who exude confidence without pretense because it creates a sense of freedom. When you are around someone who is unapologetically themselves, you feel safe to be yourself too. The irony is that the pursuit of perfection often leads to insecurity, while authenticity breeds confidence. When people try too hard to be perfect, they become hyper-aware of their flaws. They constantly compare themselves to others, seeking reassurance that they measure up. This creates a cycle of self-doubt and dependence on external approval. On the other hand, those who accept themselves as they are do not waste energy on self-criticism. They understand that they are a work in progress, and that true confidence comes from self-acceptance, not external validation. Attractive people also understand that perfection is boring. A perfectly curated life, a flawless personality, or an airbrushed appearance lacks depth. It is the little imperfections, the way someone laughs too loudly, their unconventional way of thinking, or their unique perspective on life, that make them interesting. The people who leave the biggest impact are never those who blend in, but those who dare to be different. They also recognize that true connection is built on authenticity. When people are real, they attract others who resonate with their true selves. Relationships, whether personal or professional, become stronger because they are based on genuine understanding rather than false impressions. They do not waste time pretending to be someone they are not, which allows them to connect with people who truly appreciate them for who they are. Silent confidence is one of the most powerful traits a person can possess. It is not loud, boastful, or attention-seeking, yet it naturally draws people in. Those who embody this trait do not need to announce their worth. Their actions, demeanor, and energy speak for them. They move through the world with an unshakable presence, and because of this, they command respect and admiration without ever demanding it. Their confidence does not come from external validation, but from a deep sense of self-awareness and inner certainty. People who possess silent confidence do not seek approval from others because they do not base their worth on external opinions. They have already decided who they are, what they stand for, and what they are capable of achieving. This internal certainty allows them to navigate life with a calm, assured presence. They do not feel the need to prove themselves to anyone, nor do they engage in unnecessary competition. Their confidence is not based on comparison, but on self-mastery. They do not strive to be better than others. They strive to be better than they were yesterday. When they walk into a room, people take notice, not because they are the loudest, but because they radiate a quiet strength. Their posture is upright, their eye contact is steady, and their movements are deliberate. They do not fidget, over-explain, or try to fill silences with unnecessary words. They understand that true power is often found in restraint. While others may feel the need to dominate conversations or prove their intelligence, they simply listen, observe, and speak only when necessary. When they do speak, people listen, because every word carries weight. Silent confidence is magnetic because it creates an air of mystery. When someone does not constantly seek validation or broadcast their thoughts and achievements, people become curious about them. Others want to know what they think, what they feel, and what drives them. This intrigue is a natural consequence of their self-sufficiency. They do not crave attention, and yet they receive it effortlessly. Their ability to remain composed under pressure makes them stand out. In moments of uncertainty, people look to them for guidance, not because they are the loudest voice in the room, but because they are the calmest. Another defining quality of silent confidence is emotional control. These individuals do not allow external circumstances to dictate their reactions. They do not respond to insults with anger, nor do they let failure shake their belief in themselves. They understand that emotions are powerful, but they do not allow them to be their master. This stability makes them incredibly attractive because people are naturally drawn to those who are steady, composed, and in control of their emotions. Their strength comes from within, and because of this, it cannot be easily shaken. They do not need constant reassurance, nor do they rely on the opinions of others to feel secure. They know who they are, and they let that knowledge guide their actions. People respect them because they embody self-assurance in its purest form. They may not always be the center of attention, but their presence is always felt. In a world where so many seek validation, those with silent confidence stand apart, effortlessly commanding admiration. Deep listening is one of the most underrated yet powerful traits of highly attractive people. It goes beyond simply hearing words. It is about fully engaging with the person speaking, making them feel seen, understood, and valued. In a world where most people listen just to respond, those who truly listen stand out. They do not interrupt, nor do they mentally prepare their next words while someone else is talking. Instead, they give their undivided attention, making the speaker feel as though they are the most important person in the room at that moment. People who practice deep listening do so with intention. They are not just waiting for their turn to speak, they are fully present in the conversation. This presence is rare and deeply magnetic because everyone craves to be understood. When someone listens intently, they are saying without words, "I respect you, I value what you have to say. You matter." This level of attentiveness creates a powerful connection, making interactions more meaningful and leaving a lasting impression on those they engage with. What makes deep listening so effective is that it is not just about processing words. It is about understanding emotions, intentions, and unspoken messages. Highly attractive people pay attention to body language, tone of voice, and subtle changes in expression. They pick up on what is being said between the lines, allowing them to respond in a way that shows true understanding. This ability makes them not only more engaging, but also more trusted, as people naturally gravitate toward those who make them feel safe and valued. Another reason deep listening is so powerful is that it shifts the focus from oneself to the other person. Many people enter conversations with a subconscious desire to be heard, to share their experiences, or to gain validation. Those who listen deeply, however, remove themselves from the center of attention and prioritize the person speaking. This selflessness is rare and instantly makes them more appealing. People are drawn to those who make them feel important, and nothing does that more effectively than genuine, focused listening. Additionally, deep listeners ask thoughtful questions that show they care. They do not just nod absent-mindedly or respond with generic comments. They engage in a way that proves they were truly paying attention. This type of interaction makes others feel comfortable opening up, as they sense that their thoughts and feelings are being received with sincerity. Over time, this creates strong, meaningful connections because people remember how they felt in their presence. Perhaps one of the most compelling aspects of deep listening is the confidence it exudes. Those who truly listen do not feel the need to dominate conversations or constantly share their own stories to prove their worth. They understand that being quiet does not mean being weak. Rather, it reflects strength and self-assurance. They do not seek validation through excessive talking because they know that presence is more impactful than volume. This ability to listen deeply, to make people feel heard and understood, sets them apart in a world filled with distractions. It makes them memorable, respected, and undeniably attractive. Emotional control is one of the most powerful and magnetic traits a person can possess. It is the ability to remain composed, steady, and unaffected by external chaos. Those who have mastered their emotions do not allow circumstances, people, or unexpected challenges to shake their inner peace. Instead, they remain in control, responding to situations with clarity and intention rather than reacting impulsively. This level of self-mastery creates an aura of strength that naturally draws people in. Others may not always understand why, but they can sense it. An unshakable presence that commands both respect and admiration. People who lack emotional control often find themselves at the mercy of their environment. Their moods fluctuate based on what is happening around them, making them unpredictable and easily influenced. When something goes wrong, they panic. When someone criticizes them, they become defensive. When faced with rejection, they take it personally. This instability can be exhausting not only for them, but for those around them. On the other hand, those who have trained themselves to remain calm and composed become a source of stability. They are the ones others turn to in moments of crisis because they exude a quiet confidence that reassures and inspires. Highly attractive people understand that emotions are powerful, but they do not allow them to dictate their actions. They experience anger, frustration, and disappointment like anyone else, but instead of reacting impulsively, they pause, process, and choose their response carefully. They recognize that reacting emotionally often leads to regret, while responding with intention maintains both their dignity and their influence. This level of control makes them highly respected because they are not easily provoked or thrown off balance. Emotional control is also a sign of deep self-awareness. Those who master their emotions have spent time understanding their triggers, weaknesses, and thought patterns. They do not allow insecurities to dictate their behavior, nor do they give power to external negativity. When faced with criticism, they do not crumble. They assess whether it is constructive and move forward accordingly. When dealing with difficult people, they do not get dragged into unnecessary conflicts. They choose to disengage rather than waste energy. This ability to remain unbothered by negativity is incredibly attractive because it signals inner strength. Another key aspect of emotional control is patience. Highly attractive people do not rush into decisions or allow fleeting emotions to dictate their choices. They understand that time brings clarity and they are willing to wait before reacting. This patience gives them an edge in relationships, business, and personal growth. They do not burn bridges out of anger, nor do they make rash commitments out of excitement. They think before they act, ensuring that their decisions align with their long-term vision. Perhaps the most magnetic quality of those with emotional control is their ability to remain at peace regardless of external chaos. While others get caught up in drama, they stay centered. While many allow stress to consume them, they maintain perspective. This unshakable inner calm makes them naturally appealing because, in a world filled with emotional turbulence, they stand as a pillar of strength. Their presence alone makes others feel more at ease, and that is an irresistible trait. A strong purpose is one of the most powerful forces a person can possess. It creates an unshakable energy that radiates from within, making them naturally captivating. Those who have a clear vision for their lives move differently. They speak with conviction, act with confidence, and carry themselves with a sense of direction that others can't help but notice. They do not drift through life aimlessly or wait for opportunities to come to them. Instead, they are driven by something bigger than themselves, something that gives their life meaning. This energy makes them stand out, drawing people toward them effortlessly. People who lack a sense of purpose often appear lost or uncertain. They follow trends, seek external validation, and struggle with consistency because they are not anchored in a deeper mission. Their energy is scattered, and as a result, they are easily swayed by circumstances, opinions, and emotions. In contrast, those with a strong purpose operate from a place of clarity. They know where they are going, and because of this, they don't waste time on distractions. This level of focus is magnetic. It creates an aura of certainty that others admire and respect. What makes purpose-driven individuals so attractive is that they do not need to seek approval or validation from others. Their passion fuels them, and their actions are aligned with their vision. This self-sufficiency is incredibly appealing because it signals strength and independence. People are naturally drawn to those who know who they are and what they want. There is something undeniably compelling about someone who wakes up every day with a fire inside them, someone who is relentless in their pursuit of growth and contribution. Another reason purpose-driven individuals stand out is their energy. Passion is contagious, and when someone speaks about what they love, their enthusiasm is felt by everyone around them. Their eyes light up, their voice carries conviction, and their presence becomes electrifying. This is because passion is not just an idea, it is an energy that can be seen, heard, and felt. People want to be around that kind of energy because it is inspiring. It reminds them of their own potential and ignites something within them. Those with a strong purpose also possess resilience. They do not crumble under pressure or lose motivation in the face of failure. Their vision is bigger than temporary setbacks, so they push forward regardless of obstacles. This unwavering commitment makes them incredibly attractive because resilience is a rare trait. Many people give up when things get tough, but those who have a deep purpose keep going. This persistence earns respect and admiration because it demonstrates true strength. Perhaps the most captivating aspect of purpose-driven individuals is that they do not just exist, they live. They make intentional choices, take meaningful risks, and pursue what matters to them without hesitation. They are fully engaged in life, and this vibrancy is magnetic. People who have a reason to wake up excited every day naturally draw others toward them. Their energy is unshakable because it comes from within, and that is what makes them truly unforgettable. Selective generosity is one of the most powerful ways to build value and command respect. It is the ability to give not out of obligation or to seek validation, but with wisdom and intention. Highly attractive people understand that generosity is not just about how much they give, it is about who they give to, when they give, and why they give. They do not allow themselves to be taken advantage of, nor do they give endlessly without discernment. Instead, they invest their time, energy, and resources in ways that create meaningful impact. True generosity is not about saying yes to everyone. Many people make the mistake of believing that constantly giving makes them more likable, but in reality, overgiving can lead to exhaustion, resentment, and even a loss of respect. When generosity is not managed wisely, people begin to expect it, and rather than appreciating it, they start taking it for granted. This is why highly attractive people practice selective generosity. They understand that their resources, whether it be their time, attention, or assistance, are valuable, and they choose where to direct them carefully. One of the defining traits of selectively generous people is that they do not give with the expectation of receiving something in return. They give because they genuinely want to, not because they feel pressured or because they seek approval. This makes their generosity more meaningful and impactful. However, they also recognize that giving should be a two-way street. They invest in people who appreciate, respect, and reciprocate their kindness in some way. This does not mean they expect an equal exchange, but they do recognize when someone is only taking without giving back. Selective generosity also applies to emotional investment. Highly attractive people do not pour their energy into relationships that drain them. They understand that not everyone deserves access to their kindness, patience, and support. They set boundaries and give their best to those who value them. This level of self-respect naturally makes them more desirable because people admire those who know their worth and do not settle for less. Another important aspect of selective generosity is the ability to say no without guilt. Many people struggle with setting limits because they fear disappointing others. However, those who have mastered the art of giving wisely know that saying no is sometimes the most generous act of all. It protects their energy, ensures that they are giving from a place of abundance rather than obligation, and teaches others to respect their boundaries. This ability to be firm yet kind makes them even more attractive because it demonstrates self-awareness and confidence. Perhaps the most powerful part of selective generosity is that it increases the value of their giving. When someone does not give freely to everyone, their generosity becomes special. It is not expected, it is earned. This makes their kindness more impactful and appreciated. People remember those who give with intention because it shows that their generosity is genuine, not performative. By practicing selective generosity, highly attractive people ensure that their giving is always meaningful, respected, and never taken for granted. Unspoken boundaries are one of the most powerful ways highly attractive people command respect. They do not beg for recognition, nor do they explain their worth to others. Instead, they move with a quiet confidence that makes it clear what they will and will not tolerate. Their standards are not up for debate, and because of this, they rarely have to enforce them with words. People simply understand. This silent strength is magnetic, drawing the right people toward them while naturally filtering out those who do not align with their values. The most captivating individuals understand that respect is not demanded, it is earned through action. They do not chase approval, nor do they seek validation. Instead, they demonstrate their worth through the way they carry themselves. Whether it is in relationships, business, or social settings, they make it known, without saying a word, that they expect to be treated with dignity. This creates a natural boundary that prevents others from overstepping. Those who lack self-respect often feel the need to justify their standards or explain why they deserve better, but highly attractive people do not engage in these conversations. They know that real value does not need to be announced. It is simply understood. One of the most noticeable traits of those with unspoken boundaries is their ability to walk away without hesitation. They do not beg for attention, force connections, or try to convince others to treat them right. If someone disrespects them, they remove themselves from the situation without drama, without conflict, and without a need for closure. This decisiveness makes them incredibly appealing because it signals strength. People are naturally drawn to those who value themselves enough to walk away from anything that does not serve them. Their boundaries also extend to how they spend their time and energy. They are selective about who they allow into their lives, and they do not entertain negativity, gossip, or meaningless distractions. Their focus is on growth, purpose, and meaningful connections. Because of this, they attract high-quality people who respect their space, their time, and their values. They do not have to ask for loyalty or commitment because their presence alone commands it. Another powerful aspect of unspoken boundaries is their effect on communication. Highly attractive people rarely raise their voice or engage in unnecessary arguments. They do not need to prove their point aggressively because their confidence speaks for itself. When they do choose to speak, their words carry weight because they do not waste them on trivial matters. This restraint and control add to their mystery, making others more eager to understand them. Perhaps the most compelling trait of those with unspoken boundaries is their ability to set the tone in any environment. Whether they enter a room, start a conversation, or engage in a relationship, they do so with an energy that makes it clear what they stand for. Their standards are never forced onto others, but they are felt. People naturally adjust their behavior around them out of respect, not fear. This quiet authority is what makes them so unforgettable. Without ever having to say a word, they inspire admiration, loyalty, and deep respect. Mystery is one of the most captivating traits a person can possess. Those who understand the power of restraint do not feel the need to overshare or seek validation through constant attention. Instead, they allow curiosity to build naturally, making others want to learn more about them. This quiet confidence creates an aura of intrigue that draws people in, making them even more attractive. Highly magnetic individuals understand that what is left unsaid is often more powerful than what is spoken. In a world where people constantly reveal everything about themselves on social media, through conversations, or in an effort to impress, those who hold back stand out. They do not feel pressure to share their every thought, struggle, or success. Instead, they selectively reveal parts of themselves, making each interaction more meaningful. Their ability to maintain a level of mystery keeps people engaged, wondering what lies beneath the surface. This is because curiosity is a natural human instinct. When something is not immediately available, it becomes more desirable. People who overshare often do so because they crave connection or validation. However, this approach can backfire, making them seem less intriguing. When someone lays everything out too quickly, there is no room for discovery. Mystery, on the other hand, allows relationships to unfold naturally. The most attractive individuals understand that true interest is not forced, it is cultivated over time. They do not feel the need to prove themselves or explain their worth. Instead, they allow their actions, demeanor, and presence to speak for itself. Another key aspect of mystery is unpredictability. Highly attractive people do not operate in a way that makes them easily figured out. They have layers, depth, and interests that are not immediately obvious. This makes them exciting to be around because there's always something new to learn about them. People are drawn to those who keep them guessing, not in a manipulative way, but in a way that keeps interactions fresh and engaging. Their ability to balance openness with restraint creates a sense of wonder that makes them unforgettable. Mystery is also about emotional discipline. Those who possess this trait do not react impulsively or reveal too much in moments of frustration or excitement. They understand the power of timing and the impact of silence. They do not rush to correct misunderstandings or seek approval through excessive explanation. Instead, they let things unfold naturally, knowing that those who are truly interested will take the time to understand them. This level of control is incredibly attractive because it signals strength, self-respect, and confidence. One of the most powerful ways mystery builds attraction is through storytelling. Highly magnetic people do not simply list facts about themselves. They allow stories to unfold at the right moment. They share just enough to spark interest but leave space for curiosity. They know that a little restraint makes people lean in, wanting to hear more. This ability to create intrigue makes their presence compelling, making others drawn to their energy without even knowing why. Ultimately, mystery is not about being distant or unavailable. It is about being intentional. By revealing just enough while holding back the rest, highly attractive people ensure that interest in them grows over time, making their presence not only desirable, but unforgettable. The most attractive individuals do not seek to compete, they seek to elevate. They do not waste energy trying to prove their worth because they understand that true confidence comes from within. Rather than seeing others as threats, they empower those around them, making them even more magnetic. This mindset of abundance and contribution sets them apart from those who feel the need to compete for attention, validation, or success. People are naturally drawn to those who uplift them rather than those who constantly seek to outshine them. Competition is often rooted in insecurity. When someone feels the need to prove they are better, smarter, or more successful, it reveals a fear of being inadequate. This energy can be off-putting because it creates tension rather than connection. On the other hand, those who operate with the intention of lifting others up exude a quiet confidence. They do not need to diminish others to feel valuable. Instead, they offer encouragement, guidance, and support, creating an environment where people feel safe, inspired, and valued. This generosity of spirit makes them highly attractive because people gravitate toward those who make them feel good about themselves. Highly magnetic individuals understand that success is not a limited resource. They know that someone else's achievements do not take away from their own potential. Because of this, they celebrate others rather than feeling threatened by them. They freely share knowledge, offer help, and recognize the strengths of those around them. This approach not only strengthens their relationships, but also builds deep respect and admiration. People remember those who believed in them, encouraged them, and helped them grow. This type of influence lasts much longer than any attempt to win a competition. Their ability to empower others also makes them natural leaders. True leadership is not about dominance, it is about inspiration. Those who uplift others become a source of wisdom and strength in any environment. They bring out the best in people, making their presence not only desirable, but also transformative. When someone has the power to make others feel capable, motivated, and confident, they become People want to be around those who see the greatness in them, not those who seek to diminish it. Another reason this trait is so attractive is that it signals emotional maturity. Those who elevate others have a deep understanding of their own value. They do not need to be the loudest in the room or the most dominant in a conversation. They listen, they encourage, and they help others step into their own brilliance. This ability to create space for others without feeling diminished themselves is a rare and powerful trait. It shows security, grace, and a level of self-awareness that is incredibly compelling. By choosing to uplift rather than compete, highly attractive people naturally earn trust, admiration, and deep respect. They leave a lasting impact not by seeking to prove their greatness, but by helping others discover their own. Their energy becomes magnetic because they create an environment of growth, confidence, and positivity. In a world where many people feel the need to compete for recognition, Those who choose to elevate others stand out effortlessly. The secret habits of highly attractive people are not about looks, wealth, or social status. They are about energy, mindset, and presence. These individuals do not seek validation, nor do they conform to external expectations. Instead, they embrace their authenticity, move with silent confidence, and master emotional control. They understand that mystery sparks curiosity, selective generosity builds value, and unspoken boundaries command respect. Their strong sense of purpose radiates unshakable energy, and rather than competing, they elevate those around them. What makes them truly magnetic is their ability to navigate the world with intention and self-awareness. They do not chase attention, they attract it effortlessly by embodying qualities that inspire admiration and respect. Their presence leaves a lasting impact, not because they demand recognition, but because they operate from a place of strength, wisdom, and authenticity. The key to becoming highly attractive is not in trying to impress others, it is in mastering yourself.